Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Happy humpback sketches on Wednesday. Boy, I'm excited to share this with you. And this is going to be our sketch today. And it seems like it's a little bit backwards, but it seems so awesome to me. And before I do anything, I have to tell you that I went to the eye doctor. They put drops in my eyes to dilate my eyes, and I'm really having a hard time seeing. So I'm doing the best that I can. I have to have stronger reading glasses. But the pictures on the front, one of them is backwards because I just didn't even notice. I couldn't even see it very well. So should be an interesting session with us in stamping. So the cards that we are making today, we're making two. And the reason that we're making two is because it really is very easy to make these cards. And I want to give you a couple of different ways for you to create these cards. So this card ends up having a background, and it has a new layer, and the layer then is 4 by 5 1/4. But then this card does not have a layer at all. So I just wanted to, give you the opportunity to see that there's lots of different ways to make these cards. So the first card that we are going to make is going to be the Let's Celebrate card. What you will need is a basic white, and it's 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Then we have an embossed piece of Night of Navy, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And it is 4, by 5 1/4. Then we have scraps, and these are the scraps that we need. And the scraps will be, that doesn't even look like Night of Navy. I think I did the wrong one. But it's supposed to be Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, and Basic White. And those scraps will be for these papers and then the tag across the top. And then we have just some nice little strips. And this is a great card to use up some of your strips that you do have from your designer series paper. I am very bad at that. But anyway, what can I say? I love designer series paper. So we have two that are 1 by 5 inches. And then we have one that goes on the inside, and it is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. So that's what you're going to need today to create these cards. And then I'll bring out the other stuff so you can see that too. So go ahead, you can take your screenshots, and then we'll get started. All right, so I'm going to just put everything away before I lose it all. And we're going to start with our base. And our base is just going to be the basic white. Then we are going to add an embossed image. And I'm hoping you can see this. So this is embossed, and this on the other side is debossed. Whatever you want to do works the best. But I wanted to show you that I used the Leaf Fall 3D. And when I put this in here, let me see how I did it. I put it in, I'm trying to find the area that I put it up more here. I put it up more in this area, and it went this way. Am I right? No, because I put it this way. All right, now I'm there. So anyway, I put it up this direction so I could get as many leaves as I could and then just leave a little hole at the bottom. And yes, I tried to cover up just the hole towards the bottom with strips that we have. All right, and so you can see what I am using. All right, and because we are using an embossed piece, I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow on it because I do not want any of my images to be distorted. So all I'm going to do is put this on the Night of Navy. And then, of course, I always ran this through the Big Boss, okay, which is the Stampin' Cut machine that we have. Stampin' Cut and Emboss. All right, just giving it a nice little press. If I do things backwards, just know I can't see. I'm doing the best I can. All right, so then our next strips come from the Regency Park 6x6. And I just really was in the blue mood. And so this is part of the Balmy Blue and the Night of Navy. So from there, I took the strips and I am just going to put them on the side. All right. And so what I tried to do is give this lots of leaves or embossing. There you go. You can kind of see that. Just so we had something to show on the outside. So now I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I like doing it on this silicone because it seems like it runs better as you pull it. It seems like the adhesive just really does a better job of adhering itself to the cardstock. All right, and I thought that I had these. Yes, they're a piece that I cut 2 inches by 5, and then I cut it again. So I really want to make sure that I have those ends matched up. So there's just a small little space in between. And then I'm doing the second one. I'm trying to get about the same distance on my card. And this is going to go together really easy, you guys. I didn't show you, but this is what the inside looks like. And what I'm going to do right now is, just before I put everything else on, I'm just going to add the sentiment. And I just thought this would be a really nice birthday card. So the stamp sets that I used on the front, okay, and we're going to do that too. I cut this from the Sentimental Parks. And on this, I'm sorry, I'm looking for, I need to run over and look for an eraser. I got a dot there. I love this stamp set because it has the best. I love the die cuts. Love the die cuts. So in this is a photopolymer stamp set. All right. And there are these beautiful dies. Look at them. This one cuts on the inside. These are just, I love this. This one slides right in there. Oh, just really enjoy that. Then you also have these beautiful, I use this and this to stamp out on my piece of Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. I use these die cuts to cut the little flower that we'll talk about in just a minute. And then for the happy birthday, I just used the stamp from Shaded Summer, What a beautiful stamp that is. So it comes with this beautiful summer shadows, and it die cuts all these beautiful flowers out. And I absolutely love these flowers. I'm going to do a few more cards with this. I think this is the best. So with that, I have my happy birthday, and it is a red rubber. And with that, I am going to stamp that in Night of Navy. And again, I want to get it inked up nicely. I don't have to use the piercing pad. I'm just going to go straight down and straight up. All right. So there's that. I'm going to shut this because I do have a tendency. Look at this already. I already have stuff on my hands. And then I get it all over the cards. Yes, you can see that I've already touched that and made it. Oh my goodness. But anyway, we're going to go back to the little flower. And I just want to make sure, sometimes there's a right and a wrong side of the flower. So I just want to make sure that I get it on the right side and that I put this on the right side. So now I am going to use I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen that I have put mono in. I found that this glue did not stick that well for me. So I just added some of the mono glue, and it sticks very well once I can get it going. Hold on just a minute. There we go. Let me get... All right. So we should be able to go now. And all I do is do little dots all around because you don't need a lot of this glue to have it stick on your projects. Okay, and so then I just have to make sure that I have this in the right spot. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we have that done. And then all I'm going to do is take my glue and just go around in circles. I'm going to let this dry just for a minute. And then I am going to just bring in my 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to put it on the side of the card. And I try to get the spacing the same on the top, on the bottom, and on the sides. All right, so we have that. Then I'm taking my beautiful little flower, and I just really want to accent the happy birthday. So I did that. And we're going to come back with some embellishments. So now I am taking my beautiful tag piece, and I am going to stamp the Let's Celebrate in Balmy Blue. And again, because it is photopolymer, you want to have your piercing pad underneath it. And again, it's just going to be one that I'm going to go straight down and straight up on. Yay, it's working out. My stamps don't always work out when I am on live TV, or live on Facebook. This next one, I just want to hit it right in the middle. Make sure that it stays on. Again, straight down, straight up. Yes. And now I'm going to close this. And again, I got stuff all over me. Then we're going to bring in our Adhesive-Backed Milky dots. On these, we have Night of Navy, Petal Pink. I think these are supposed to be white, and then Mango. And Mango Melody is also in this beautiful Regency Park. And again, anytime you want to know what colors are available, Stampin' Up! Has done an outstanding job of keeping these on the back, so then you don't have to go very far looking for what exactly was that color that they had. So now I am just going to take my pick tool and come out, and I just really wanted to, whoops, really show off the U. So I just put the Milky dots right beside the U. Whoops, and before we go on then, on the inside of my card, I just want to take one of the smaller dots and stick it right in the middle of the flower. So now my inside has finished, and now all I have to do is get my adhesive foam sheets. And again, these are cut down. I love these sheets. These are just cut down, and they just add a bigger surface. Instead of using all those glue dots, I'm just using this, taking off the back. And then I'm going to try to stick this right in the middle, giving just a little bit onto the blue and a little bit onto the designer series paper. And our first card is done. That's it. Love this. Love this. So now we're going to go for our second card. And our second card I used By the Bay. I love this. I love this. I was not going to buy this, and all of a sudden, my upline sent out this thing for a stamp camp, and I invested in it. And I absolutely love this card. Love it. So let's get everything lined up so I can show you what we're doing. We have a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Then on the inside, we have a 4 by 5 1/4. We have our strips again, and our strips, trying to find the paper for the strips. And the strips are 2 at 1 5. And then we have 1 at 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. Then, then we have, this is going to be a piece of Night of Navy, and it's just a scrap piece. This is a scrap piece of Whisper White. And then this is a scrap piece of Whisper White. I did it off of the same scrap piece, and I stamped it. So these are all stamps for die cuts. All right. So I don't know if you can really see that. So we can have that. And then at the same time, I used some of this beautiful Balmy blue and white variegated ribbon. Oh, love it. Love it. And also Stella, and I use the Stella on the seashell. And then I use these beautiful flat, I don't know, oh, I guess I can get it down here, flat adhesive back pearls. All right, so let me see if we can get that in there. There we go. There you go. So that's what you need. I don't know, hopefully you can see that these are the flat. So this is what we're going to need as you take your screenshot. So now let's get started. Again, this one is going to be as fast to put together as the other card was. A couple of things that I need to share with you before we get started. You already have the pearls. The Seaside Bay. Love this. This is the one that I call Bay by the Sea because it reminds me of the paper, which is by the Bay 6x6 designer series paper. And it's a specialty paper, which means that it usually has some kind of shine on one side and then some type of just without shine, plain, different types of designs. It can be colors that are mixed together, etc. But it's the same as this, which has just the beautiful animals, the crabs and everything. And then on the other side, it has the gold that makes it specialty. You can see that I have used in other projects some die cuts. This stamp set comes with a crab, some razor clams, just a seashell, the oysters and the pearl, but they will help you cut this out. And it's just absolutely beautiful. I love this. And Sharon, here's to you. Thank you very much for asking me to take this class. And our sentiments will be from the Seaside Bay. Then I used for the scrap piece, and you can see this one was die cut. I stamped the razor clam. Okay. I stamped it in Night of Navy, and then this is where I added one of the backed pearls, the flat back pearl, and put it inside. And then I did a nice little coating of Stella. So with this die cut, going back, sidetracked, going back to the circles, I use circle number 4, which is the largest one to me is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So I have the odds on one side and the evens on the other. Exactly the same thing happened on this side. But I went with a little bit bigger one. So there was a little more of the Night of Navy that shone, so it would also really pop the white, which popped the Night of Navy on the shell. That's what I thought. So again, I have the even 2, 4, 6, 8 on one side and the odds on the other. So that's how I keep care of my layered circles. All right, so we're going to get started and put this together. And again, it should go together pretty quick. So I'm just bringing this out, and I'm going to kind of do a couple of different things at the same time. I don't know if you guys stamp like that or not, but let me see. I'm trying to line up because I know I cut these. There we go. Again, I cut it at 2, and then I cut it down again, so I made sure that I at least had 2 matching sides together. Bring in my Balmy blue, and last time I forgot to make sure that I gave it a good crease with my bone folder. On this, I'm going to take a look to make sure that I have these on the right sides. There we go. So this is going to be the first one that oh my goodness, I don't want that side. There we go. Let me see. I think I'm going on the inside. I had to switch that. There's some fraying that happens on the back. Need to change my cutting blade. So again, these are just a little bit different. I did not give you the right measurements. These are 1 inch by 5 1/4. I have no layering that I put, so I completely forgot about that. What am I doing? Okay. There we go. So those two look down so you can see that the shells match each other. Then I'm going to bring in some of this absolutely beautiful ribbon. Love blue and white. Love blue and white. All right, so we're going to stick this in. And we are going to go left over right, which makes a square knot. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down, and because my nails always get in the way, we're going to just add the scissors on top, and then I am going to go right over left. And that should give me a nice little knot. If you need to, please know that you can always add a glue dot down, and it will really help you. Keep your ribbon where you would like to have your ribbon. Okay, and how that works is you just bring in a glue dot, you bring in your take pick tool, and I'm just going to fold it over, and you can see that it's on the very end, and I'm just going to find out where the knot is, and I'm just going to stick it down. So now this does not move. All right, so you have just an easy, square knot that holds down your paper. Then you would stamp and you can use the small boss to cut out this. And you can see that this is a design on 1/2, so all I do is turn it over. I try to use as much of my scraps as possible, even if I've done other things with them. All right. From here, then I'm going to bring back out my foam adhesive and just put some foam adhesive on. I want a little longer one if I can find one, long and skinny. There we go. The long and skinny will hold the top together. There we go. And all I'm going to do is keep that up here while I adhere this. And I'm just going to put this down. Isn't that cute? Oh my God. This is just so beautiful. It's just such a simple card to make. And I love the design. Really love the design. So now, let me see. I did pearls on the inside here. And I did pearls in Night of Navy. So this is just a red rubber, so it does not need to have the piercing pad beside it. Straight up, straight down, or straight down, straight up. And I'm so happy I can see some of this right now. Oh my goodness. Well, I really can't see it, but I can kind of feel it where it's supposed to be. So I'm bringing in the half a strip, the half a strip that I have. Oh, and I forgot I got one more thing to do. It's not the straightest, but I'm okay with that. I have a little overhang, so all I'm going to do is bring in my scissors and cut it. And then I have one more. I have the razor clam I'm going to bring in, and I'm stamping this in Balmy blue. And you guys know that Stampin' Up! Is going to do some type of a color shuffle this year. Really important that for the in colors, you get your ink pads, your refills, your markers, your Stampin' Up! Blends, your re-inkers. Because all of that, once they make that announcement, it's going to go fast. So you need to make sure that you plan ahead on that. And as soon as they announce the colors, I would, if you like colors that will be retired, please make sure that you get as much of the cardstock and the inkers, stamps, all that stuff that you need. Very important that you do this. Don't wait till the last moment because it goes fast. All right, there we go. Oh, it's coming together. Last thing is my Stella. And if you haven't ever worked with Stella, in this little chamber is the mixture of whatever and the sparkly stuff. If you need a little bit more, I don't know if you can see the bubbles move, but that will bring down some more of the sparkly stuff. And I don't know what else is in there. And right now I am just working on my eyesight, so I am forgetting. Glycerin, maybe it's glycerin that's in there. So it's so much fun, and it is. I'm a sparkly girl in the first place. I love sparkles, and this just makes my day having some of this beautiful sparkle that happens with the Stella. All right, so now I take a pick tool And my pearl backing, I'm using a big one, and I am sticking it right there on the top. And then I have You Are a Pearl, and I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella and give the pearl a nice little sparkle. And I don't know if you can see the pearl. I can't even see myself shine, but I decided that I wanted to give it a little bit of a sparkle. And then I put a pearl, or the flat backing pearls, right beside it. And then I just wanted to have a little bit of fun, even though I know razor clams don't have any pearls, but I just thought, how much fun would that be, just to kind of have a pearl coming out of a razor clam. There we go. So we have that. So that's what our card is today. All right. Both of them are very simple. The sketch today is just really fun. And I think that it is something that's a little bit different. I haven't seen a lot of sketches like this. And again, our last one that we made with Seaside Bay. Okay, on one side. And then the next one that we made with our Sentimental Park. Okay, and the inside. So those are our cards for today. And I thank you for being with me. I really appreciate your kindness. I appreciate the fact that you guys will stop by and visit. I appreciate the fact that you hang with me when I'm having a really hard time talking or trying to figure out where I'm going and what happened to my mind, or like today, not being able to see very well. But that's just what stamping is all about. And it makes me feel relaxed and peaceful, and I kind of allow the stresses to go away for the day. So, again, I just appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kevon, and my website is ktstamps, kt.com, ktstamps.com. And my favorite little saying is creating cards for you, because that's what I absolutely love. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.